Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day weekend. Today we are just getting ready for the day, chit-chatting, and I do have some new products to try, including the pink peachy tones from the Chanel collection, but I also have a new foundation here from Givenchy. This is the new Prisme Libre Glow Serum Foundation. It's a skincare hybrid product all in one. It does come in a recyclable glass bottle, recyclable packaging. It has ingredients like microhyaluronic acid, ceramides, and yuzu extract. So it says it's meant to improve the appearance of skin over time. It was sent to me complimentary. They sent over shades 3N and 3.5N. I haven't unboxed these yet, so I'm not sure which one we're gonna go with, but I imagine one of these will work. I'm just going to commit to 3.5N. I think this shade should be fine. It doesn't look too dark in the bottle, and I don't really want to mess with opening both, because that way I can gift the other one to somebody else. This doesn't look too dark at all. I think this should be fine. They also sent over a sponge, but I'm more of a brush person, so I don't think I'm gonna use the sponge. It is cute though. It has the Givenchy logo. This is their blender, basic beauty sponge. It feels really good. It smells really good. Not too heavy, it smells fresh. But definitely has some sort of scent. Not terrible, it's not too strong, but I know some people are really sensitive to fragrance. I'm gonna blend this out with a Sephora Pro Foundation number 47 brush. I'm going to tag all of the brushes that I use to the video so you'll see them pop up. This is my commitment to you. I know I'm really bad about including the brushes. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, I'm only one person, but I am going to make a commitment to start tagging all of the brushes in the future. Ooh, yes, it's definitely thin and glowy. I sort of noticed as I touched it and felt it with my fingers. It's more on the sheer side. But I don't hate it. Maybe I would have liked a little more coverage, but let's not judge too soon. Plus, once you end up adding the rest of the makeup and you do a full face, sometimes it's better to start with less coverage. She's glowing. It definitely has more of a serum-y serum foundation feel. So I don't know, I think for a formula like this, a brush is better because a sponge does tend to pick up a little bit of the coverage. I like to use a blender or a beauty sponge whenever I want to sheer out a foundation. But if the formula is already sheer, I think fingers or a brush is sometimes best. The shade is not bad. Wow, I haven't even blended down my neck. 3.5N is the shade that I'm wearing. Looks pretty good. To me, this is too much glow. Of course, we're gonna go in with powder anyways. But that's really my only complaint. And sometimes a really luminous, glowy foundation tends to emphasize texture. It doesn't look great on the skin, but I don't have that problem. I have a very distinct dry patch right here on my face, and even still, the foundation looks pretty forgiving. I did my best to sort of peel off the dry skin because it was coming up pretty bad. It feels serum-y and hydrating, but because it is so thin, it's not too greasy. It's the type of formula that 10 years ago I would have hated and avoided at all costs, but now that my skin has changed, I think I really like this. I could see myself using this on a daily basis. I would say light coverage, it's meant to be buildable, but anytime you have a really luminous hydrating foundation formula, if it's really sheer and thin, I would not recommend building it up for coverage. If you need coverage, that's just not going to be the best formula for you. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a ton of layers of hydrating, luminous foundation. It's going to be too much for your skin. It's going to look unnatural. It's going to feel disgusting. So I would say light, potentially medium coverage, definitely not a full coverage foundation. I've been going through my makeup collection, specifically all of the foundations that have been sent to me recently, and I have a lot of duplicates. So if anybody watching this is maybe a little bit darker than me, maybe a little bit lighter, but you're somewhere around my skin tone, If you live in the United States and you would like a free foundation, send me a message on Instagram. I'm going to go through all of my messages and I'll make a list of people because a lot of times I receive PR packages and they might send maybe 3 or 4 different shades. I have a pile of about 16 foundations that are completely untouched, brand new, but they're not quite my shade. They're somewhere around my shade and I would love to gift them to anybody who's interested. So send me a DM. It is US only. Last week, I randomly received a package from Makeup by Mario. He has sent me things in the past, but not regularly, not since Sephora Squad, and I didn't know this was coming, but this is the new Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder in shade 1, Fair Pink, and a setting spray. Ooh. Surreal Skin Soft Setting Spray. I haven't tried either of these before. They also included the Master Pro Puff in the package, which I'm excited. I've been using velour puffs a lot more recently. I like to just sort of press the powder into the skin, just a little bit of powder at the end, just in all of the areas that tend to get shiny. And this one is really soft and a great size. I'm done purchasing new makeup until the end of the month. I am staying strong on my low buy for the year, and I'm doing pretty good so far. In January, I bought 3 products total, but one of them was a nail polish, which I don't really count, and I bought 4 things from the recent Chanel collection. I think that averages out to be 3 products per month, which was one of my goals, so I consider that to be a success so far. I'm interested in the Westman Atelier matte bronzing drops, but we have a Sephora Spring Savings event coming up soon, so anything else that interests me, I'm just going to go ahead and add to my running wish list. They're $58, so I would much rather save 20%. I'm pretty sure I'm still rouge, yeah. I'd save 20% off. And the savings event is going to be at the end of March, beginning of April. It's splitting the 2 months, I think, this year. So what I'm planning to do is to just combine my items. So I might limit myself to maybe 6 new things from the Sephora savings event. I get my discount, and then that will be my 3 products for March and April. Will Mario kick Charlotte out of the top spot? Let's see. Very fine mist. I like it. Ooh, it smells really good. Nice. What is that? Like coconut water. Ooh, I love the smell of it. And I'm obviously very grateful to brands who send generous packages like Mario. That way I'm able to try some of the new products without breaking my low buy. You would be shocked by how much makeup a beauty creator can buy in a year. I got an email today about the new Dior highlighters. They are available for early access for members only. I don't think it matters what tier you are. I've reached platinum status, which is sort of embarrassing, but I'm pretty sure you just have to have a loyalty account and then you can access the page. So I took a look, I was browsing, tempting myself. They look really pretty. I guess the packaging is all silver. I don't know why I thought there were going to be different color compacts that you could choose, but it's just the silver compact. The shades look really nice. I still think the only one that really stands out to me that I think would be maybe something different for my makeup collection is the blue. I don't remember the shade name. Looks unique, but I imagine they might end up at Sephora for the savings event and I can save 20% off. I'd rather get the 20% off than the Dior loyalty points, at least for that. I'm going to warm up the face with this LYS cream bronzer. This is one of the prettiest bronzers in my collection. I love the shade because it's not too warm, it's not orangey, but it's light. It's also not too dark. Sometimes the lightest shade of bronzer just looks very orange on the skin, but not this one. And the texture is incredible. It's really buttery. And then finally, before we powder, I have one more new product from Huda Beauty. This is a new shade of the Blush Filter Blush, which I like. I think the formula is nice and the shades are really pretty. So this is Intense Guava. Ooh, I think they came out with 3 new shades. This one is my favorite. It's sort of a I'm tempted to call this strawberry to describe it, but I guess it's guava pink, not strawberry. But does this not look like electric strawberry? The shade is intense, but the formula blends really easily, so I think we'll be okay. Ooh, very Barbie pink. I love it though. It's a very bright, summery shade. I love it. See, it shears out really nicely. With the lighter shades, it's kind of frustrating because you think, oh, okay, that sheared out to basically nothing. But it's good that they came out with these intense shades. I think these are going to work much better for people with a deeper skin tone, but you can just see the color a little bit more. I love how it gives a very natural sun-kissed flush. Because it is a thinner serum-y formula and texture, it blends out over a large surface area, so you do have to be sort of careful. But once we go in with powder, it's going to tame everything down. I love it. Glowy, fresh, springtime makeup. And now we're going to set everything with powder, going in with the Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder in shade 1 Fair Pink, which looks like a very subtle pink, which is perfect. I remember when I was in LA with Sephora, we had a masterclass with Mario, and he was teasing this powder. That must have been maybe 2021 or 2022. For under eyes, I always like to go in with a brush so you can tap off the excess, and this is the Pro Contour 79 brush. This brush is the perfect size to apply a very small amount of powder. We just want to set the under eye, but not give coverage or have it end up looking really dry. You really can't see it. It's very, very finely milled. Yeah, that looks really pretty. I feel like this has been out for a while, but I don't remember hearing anything about it, good or bad. I'm wondering what the opinion is. If you've tried this powder, let me know. Do we like it? Do we hate it? Is there something I need to look out for? It's looking really pretty. I like that it's brightening, but it's not too brightening. It seems to be pretty translucent, actually, which is perfect. Matte finish, which we know we love. Now I am going to use the puff, but I'm only going to pick up a very small amount of powder. I am just gonna sort of press this into the cheek, right here. This area around the nose. I don't have any highlighter on, but face is basically done, so we're gonna move on to eyes, and I'm going to play around with these new Chanel items again, specifically the Stylo Ombre A Contour Stick in Peche Poudre. I had a look in mind. I think I'm going to abandon the original plan and see what this looks like, just sort of smudged out all over the lid. When it comes to the Stylos, I think the metallic shades dry out a little bit more, or maybe they're just tougher, harder in formula. This matte is very soft, so unfortunately the tip broke off, but I found it on the floor and I tried to smush it back on. It didn't really work, so I have a Frankenstein pencil. It's super soft and melty, so I'm trying to pick it up with an eyeshadow brush. I don't know how this is gonna work. This is a BK Beauty 203, and I am just going to apply that all over the lid as a base. See, I like the color. The peach is really pretty. The texture is nice, but sadly, mine just broke. Oh, but I love the color. It's a really pretty peachy orange, or orangey peach. It blends really nicely with the brush. And see, if the tip wasn't broken, I could probably just apply this directly to the eyelid. It's taking me a bit longer because the pencil, but this is a really pretty color. If you like orangey, peachy eyeshadow, it really complements blue eyes. It makes them pop because of the contrast. I might recreate this look tomorrow or play around with these pieces again. See, I'm filming this on Friday. You're probably going to be watching this on Monday, but we have dinner reservations on Saturday for Valentine's Day. And we're gonna go to a restaurant I haven't been to before, but it's sort of a classic staple in Miami. I just wanted something where we could maybe see the sunset, tropical vacation vibes. I'm pretty sure I'm going to wear a blue dress, which I think would match really nicely. I'm either going to wear a all white or all blue dress, and I'm going to save my red Valentine's Day dress for Galentine's Day, which we're celebrating next weekend. One of my girlfriends who used to live in Miami is coming back in town, so we're all going to get together and go to dinner. I'm so excited. Every year, I think I'm always a little bit more excited about Galentine's than Valentine's. I love my husband so much, but it's hard to get a group of girls together. You know, everybody's busy with their own lives. So whenever you can meet up with all of your friends, I think that's always special. My pencil doesn't even want to retract up and down, so I'm not even going to mess with it. I think I ended up getting a dud. So if you get this shade, just make sure that you are very gentle with it because the actual pencil is really soft and it will break and crumple on you, unfortunately. I want to see what happens if we go in with this pink shade and pop this right in the center, just to add maybe a little sparkle. Yeah, that's pretty. Definitely makes it pink. I know not everyone loves pink eyeshadow. I don't mind it. The pink is pretty. I think I probably already have a bunch of pink eyeshadows from Chanel that are very similar. I really think the star of the show, or the star of this palette, is this iridescent shade down here. But for anybody watching who maybe likes the idea of this palette, but you don't want to spend the money on 4 small eyeshadows just for that one singular color, I have something to show you. This is the Afterglow Tempting eyeshadow palette from NARS that I showed you earlier in the year. This is so pretty. Overall, cool tones. You don't really have you do have a pink shimmery shade in there. So very different, but similar-ish, but this palette has a similar shade. So this one right in the center right here, I'm going to swatch it so you can see. Feelin' It is the shade in this palette. Now I'm going to go into the Chanel. I have not swatched them side by side yet, but I just swatched the NARS yesterday and I thought, you know what, that is actually really similar. The texture isn't exactly the same, but yeah, I mean, it's very close. Down here is the Chanel. So the Chanel is obviously a lot lighter. I also think it's because the texture is much drier, whereas the NARS is a little bit creamier, so maybe you can just build it up a little bit more. Now that I see them next to each other, maybe they aren't that close. I think they're still very similar. They both have that sort of purpley brown base with the blue shimmer, the blue iridescent shift. Close. Not the same, not a dupe, but same concept. I mean, I think if it was on the eye, maybe you wouldn't notice a huge difference. The NARS is definitely going to be more dramatic, whereas the Chanel is a little bit more sheer, which I kind of really like because it does make it so wearable. I still feel like this would be more evening, but I do think that it's light enough that it doesn't look like a full glam glitter bomb moment. I feel like you could probably wear this for daytime events as well. It's just a little bit more subtle. So this is the wearable subtle option, but if you just like the idea of that iridescent finish, then I would say go with the NARS. I would have to look at the price of this. This one was sent to me complimentary. This one obviously I bought myself, but this has 9 shades. I guarantee you it's a much better value, but you might not prefer it. You might still prefer the Chanel eyeshadow, but I just wanted to point that out. There are other options for you if you don't want to spend the money. Next, with a small precision brush, this is a little contour shadow brush from Chanel. I'm picking up the pearl right here and I'm going to use that to highlight the inner corner. And that's basically it on the eyes, just the 2 shades. Keeping it very simple with my eyeshadow. I quickly filled in my eyebrows. I did brown liquid eyeliner on top, mascara. I will link all of the products that I use down below. These are the steps and products that I never change, but I think I want to go in the waterline with an eyeliner. This is the Poudre Doré number 52 from Chanel. It's a really pretty rose gold. Just want to fill that in a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks better. It's really not a dark eyeliner, it just sort of closes the gap. And the rose gold goes with the peach tones. I have two new lippies here that were sent over this week from Laneige. This is the Glaze Craze Tinted Lip Balm in Peach Glaze and Sugar Glaze. This looks a little bit more of a rosy pink than peach, but let's just try the peach. I swear by Laneige products, I always use my glowy balm in berry. In basically every video I start out with that, I end with that. I keep it in my purse. I always use that lip balm every day. I'm almost out of it. So I'm not really sure what the difference is between the glowy lip balm and the tinted lip serum. I kind of want to see what this is about. First, I'm going to line my lips with this Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in 1C, getting down to the nub. This is the perfect nude. Just to give a little extra definition. Instead of being angled, it sort of looks like a donut at the top. No, it feels nice. It's different. Ooh. Oh, the smell. Yummy. It's not peach. I wonder if they're all the same. It's like burnt sugar. Is how I would describe it. I like it. It feels great. I don't think it's gonna stay super glossy. It'll just dry down almost, or as I wear it, it'll just sort of disappear into the perfect hydrated light nude lip, which is exactly what I want, especially with this very warm, very orange eye. It's kind of like a peach cobbler or peach dessert. It's really nice, whatever it is. I think I need some highlighter on my face. I've been going in with this House Labs, which funny enough, I didn't really love this the first time I tried it. It was way too glittery, but I've ended up wearing this almost every day. This is the Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighter in Peach Quartz, sticking to the peach theme. But I've made a pretty significant dent there in the middle. I've been using this a lot. Just a little. Since we powdered our face, the glow that we initially had from the foundation is kind of gone. A little glow left, but I like it. I prefer that because if we still had a ton of glow and the face didn't really set down, I would be afraid that it would just melt right off my face if I left. A few final steps and then we are done for the makeup. I like to peep in the larger vanity mirror so I can really see what's going on. I think we should tap a little bit of this peach blush on the cheek just to tie it into the eye a little bit more. I still can see that Huda Beauty blush, but it's a bit light, so I just want to tap. Focusing in this top shade, I almost wish this was a single blush. I don't think Chanel has a matte blush in this top shade. I'm gonna have to maybe go back to the boutique because that shade I love, love, love. I like all three, but that one in particular, ugh, I could bathe in it. Just to add a little more something something. And I like that it's matte. Pretty. I love these tones. This is like my style of makeup, so I'm really happy. I know orange eyeshadow is not going to be for everybody. That is perfectly okay. There are 3 other Stylo Ombre contour sticks to choose from, so you don't have to go with the peach. But I kind of like the peach, what can I say? Just for fun, I'm gonna do a final spritz since we are testing out this makeup setting spray. Oh, that scent. What is that? Is it coconut? Whatever it is, it's really, really nice. I love that you get a very fine mist. I'm a huge fan of this. This is really good setting spray. This is Day 3 Hair I really don't want to tap it with any heat, so I'm not going to mess with my hair at all. It is what it is. This is the final makeup look. Overall, I am so happy with all of these new products. It is so rare that I feel like I really hit it out of the park using so many new things. There are usually at least one or two pieces that I'm like, not gonna try that again. The Givenchy foundation, I absolutely love. I'm not having a very great skin day. Not a bad skin day, but I just do have some dry patches where the skin is actually peeling beneath my eyes. Even still, the makeup overall looks really good. And I do think that the coverage is fine because once I went in with all of the other makeup products and just sort of layered everything else on top, my skin looks great. It doesn't look heavy because it's definitely not a full coverage foundation. It goes on very sheer, very forgiving on dry patches. I think this is going to be dry skin friendly, mature skin friendly. The only people who I would not recommend this to would be if you have very oily skin and you just don't need any more hydration. But if you like sheer coverage foundation, I think this would be beautiful. If you just like the idea of skincare and foundation all in one product. I don't know how I got so lucky to have such great complexion products all on the same day, but I'm also a huge fan of this Makeup by Mario powder. I cannot believe I haven't heard more people talking about it. Maybe I've just been living under a rock because this is truly outstanding. I did go back in with my powder puff and I pressed a little bit more into the T-zone, which is something that I always do before I leave the house. I'll do like that final powder. I really like this. I love how finely milled it is. It just sort of disappears into the skin. I need to wear it for a few more hours, but so far so good on this. I also really like the Huda Beauty Guava Intense blush filter. Really beautiful shade. And Laneige always kills it with the lip products. I mean, they really know what they're doing. The shades, the formulas, they smell really great. I don't know if there's like a huge difference between the Lip Glowy Balm. I guess the Lip Glowy Balm is maybe a little bit thicker and not as tinted as this tinted lip serum, but it's nice. I mean, it feels hydrating, looks shiny. See, it's already sort of dulled down a little bit. It's not so glossy. Has a little tint, smells like peach cobbler. What's not to love about this? Really beautiful. And I'm still really happy with my new Chanel products. This is such a beautiful collection. I want to say it comes out on February 18th. That's the word on the street, but of course I will update you as soon as this collection is available online because I know there's a lot of interest. This is such a special eyeshadow palette, even though I'm pretty sure I got a dud since the tip broke off and it's not really wanting to roll up and retract very easily. I still really like the shade. I think the product itself is really nice of this Peche Poudre Stylo contour stick. And even the other shades were really nice, but I love the way everything came together. I feel like this is a very flattering, summery makeup look. If you are like me and you love warm, orangey, peachy tones for summertime, I think you will love all of these products. So that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you liked seeing the makeup come together. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. If you've tried any of these new products, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned, everything on my face will be tagged directly to the video and linked down below. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.